is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path.
A reading from the letter to the Hebrews, chapter 4, verse 1 to 5 and 11. Let us be on our guard while the promise of entering into his rest remains, that none of you seem to have failed. For, in fact, we have received the good news just as our ancestors did. But the word that they heard did not profit them, for they were not united in faith with those who listened. For we who believed enter into that rest, just as he has said, As I saw in my wrath, they shall not enter into my rest. And yet his works were accomplished at the foundation of the world. For he has spoken somewhere about the seventh day in this manner, and God rested on the seventh day from all his works. And again, in the previously mentioned place, they shall not enter into my rest. Therefore, let us strive to enter into the rest, so that no one may fall after the same example of disobedience. The word of the Lord.
A reading from the Holy Gospel of St. Mark, chapter 2, verses 1 to 12. When Jesus returned to Capernaum after some days, it became known that he was at home. Many gathered together so that there was no longer room for them, not even around the door. And he preached the word to them. They came bringing to him a paralytic carried by 4 men. Unable to get near Jesus because of the crowd, they opened up the roof above him. After they had broken through, they let down the mat on which the paralytic was lying. When Jesus saw their faith, he said to him, "Child, your sins are forgiven." Now some of the scribes were sitting there asking themselves, "Why does this man speak that way? He is blaspheming. Who but God alone can forgive sins?" Jesus immediately knew in his mind what they were thinking to themselves. So he said, "Why are you thinking such things in your hearts? Which is easier, to say to the paralytic, 'Your sins are forgiven,' or to say, 'Rise, pick up your mat and walk'? But that you may know that the Son of Man has authority to forgive sins on earth." He said to the paralytic, "I say to you, rise, pick up your mat, and go home." He rose, picked up his mat at once, and went away in the sight of everyone. They were all astounded and glorified God, saying, "We have never seen anything like this." This is the gospel of the Lord.
My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, my dear children, and my dear young people, today, Friday, 13th of January 2023, we are in the first week of the ordinary time of the liturgy of the Church. The Gospel is from Mark, chapter 2, verses 1 to 12. At the same time, today celebrates also the feast of one saint, Saint Hilary, and he was a bishop and he's a doctor of the Church. He was the bishop of Poitiers in France. He was known to be the hammer of the Arians who fought against the Arians, and also he was known to be, and he is known as St. Athanasius of the West, a bishop who dedicated to safeguard the faith of the church in the early centuries, in the 3rd century, 310 to 367. Now, the gospel also, once again, is to defend the faith of a paralyzed person who is being brought by a couple of people, most probably 4 people, holding him on a mat. They cannot reach Jesus, who's inside the home. And they climb the roof, they make a hole in the roof, and they lower down the mat or the bed in front of Jesus. Jesus remains marveled. Jesus remains amazed at the faith of this paralyzed person and of those who brought him, holding him, and making a hole in the roof to lower him down to his presence. Now, Jesus is giving them the beautiful teaching about the power to heal and power to forgive. Because the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the scribes, they are all concerned whether Jesus would once again heal anyone on a Sabbath day, and then furthermore, that he would proclaim and pronounce that he has the capacity and the power to forgive. Jesus, in fact, wants to make it clear. He has the power to heal and he has the power to redeem you from the bondage of sin. Jesus, therefore, says that he forgives and he rewards. He forgives the person and he rewards his faith with the healing that he is able to get back home, praising and thanking the God the Father for his love and for his mercy towards those who are weak and those who are sick.